was so disabled, mostly housebound and largely bedridden for 20 years, that I couldn't stand up some days. It was like someone crept in during the night and stole my spine. I'd wake up and think, crap, I'm a salmon. I have to swim upstream to spawn. This was supposedly caused by one of 5 incurable diseases. Then I quit 5 prescriptions, including my addiction to sleeping pills, benzodiazepines. You know those nice safe pills like Xanax, clonazepam, and Valium? Turned out to be as addictive to heroin and 10 times harder to quit. That was a definition of the term safe I never heard before. 6 months after I tapered off, to my absolute astonishment, I began to recover my health. Soon I could stand up each and every day. I was like a happy toddler. Wow, upright, cool. But my doctor didn't mention the itty-bitty side effects of taking benzos long-term, like death, dementia, or baldness. And you hope you die before you lose your mind or your hair. Or the other teeny-weeny withdrawal symptoms, which include depression, hallucinations, and a full psychotic break with reality. Now, I prefer to use medical terminology. The correct scientific term was batshit crazy. Stark staring bonkers, but only part of the time. Being medically mad, I always had one foot firmly planted on the ground, but the other one was in la-la land along with my brain. Now, personally, I think reality needs to be broken up with from time to time, or it thinks it's the only one and gets conceited. Reality is highly overrated. I didn't miss my mind one bit and used to say, if you see my mind, tell her I hope she's having half as much fun as I am. Ironically, I did not take acid when I was young, but had my first hallucination after I quit benzos. I was clean and sober and going to NAAA and higher than a kite, having hallucinations like a cross between magic mushrooms and an ayahuasca shamanic journey. Warning, do not try this at home. Most people's hallucinations are terrifying with benzos, like demons telling them to kill themselves or cut off people's heads and eat them. I mean, ew, I'm vegan. Are they at least pasture-raised? No chemicals, no steroids? Now, being old-fashioned and grounded and having had therapy, mine were mostly fun. My first was a fashionista drag queen who said, darling, you're starting your career over again at your slightly advanced age, and quite frankly, you're the teensiest bit dowdy. Let me choose your clothes. He'd look in my vintage closet, I'm older than fuck, and go whoosh, 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 and put together fabulous outfits in seconds. I'd go out and get 10 compliments from total strangers. Normal people said to me when I told them about this, I am dowdy. Can I rent him? I replied, I don't know how I acquired him. It gets better. I broke up with my boyfriend of 15 years. Turned out he liked me better, disabled and dependent. 3 months later, the most beautiful man I've ever seen in my entire life wafts through my front door, naked, and said, I have come to bring you to your destiny, you who came to the United States to bring me to mine in our shared last life. And I was supposed to do it for you this time, but I was killed. So that they let me come, looking as I did in our last life, to remind you of who you really are. I replied, I don't even believe in reincarnation. We can't all have been Cleopatra. Then he told me, in the last life, supposedly, he had been the dishy, gorgeous Louis Riel, and I'd been Gabrielle Dumont, and he secretly desired me, being bisexual. Wow, broke back Batoche. Needless to say, with a line like that, we later had a mad, passionate affair. The sex was incredible. We were shapeshifters and could make love as eagles high in the sky, as mermaid and merman deep in the ocean. I wasn't crazy about saber-toothed tigers. That being bit in the back of the neck and staying still wasn't for me. But, it was like that thing you do for a boyfriend or girlfriend on their birthday. A bartender told me, I thought I'd heard every permutation and combination of hallucinations humanly possible, but yours were epic. Then he added, but you were probably just groping the greenery, fondling the philodendron. I'd check to see if the potted palm is visibly drooping. Oh my God, non-consensual planned sex. I ran to check the potted palm, which looked remarkably good, even thriving. May I say erect, thrusting its little green fronds perkily at me? Clearly I'd asked for permission. I love love in all its forms, and apparently possibly interspecies love. But let's face it, it's going to be hard to find a real guy to compete with a real one. And you don't find many men who list supernatural lovemaking on Plenty of Fish. And now I have to dress myself. They don't discuss that at Narcotics Anonymous. I enjoyed my trip to Bunkersville. I'm with Charles Bukowski, who said some people never go crazy. What truly horrible lives they must lead. But though life is now much more ordinary, I'm glad I have both feet firmly planted on Mother Earth, because I escaped from benzo Oz and broke out of pharma prison. I've literally come from crawling, my blood pressure was so dangerously and incurably low, to dancing. And I ain't never going